This week I got reminded of a very important mindset that I have. One day I was talking to a colleague of mine and I was talking about this trip that I'm going to. And I told her that the only thing that kind of sucks is that on Sunday my bus is going to arrive at midnight. As an answer to that, she said, why don't you just take one day off from work? The thing is, I am not that type of guy. And this all started in my childhood. Something that I remember and that I think was a very important part of my upbringing was that I wasn't allowed to skip school unless I was sick. This is something that my parents did really well and I'm very grateful for it. And when I say sick, I mean sick. A runny nose wasn't being sick, it was just a runny nose. And the same with a sore throat. Something that would count as a sickness was like a fever or diarrhea or some shit like that, or if I had a broken bone or something. And I actually have a story about that, which I think was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I'm not entirely sure. Back then we didn't like talk with each other on Facebook or something because we were little and there was maybe Facebook, I'm not sure, but the point is we didn't have that and my friend didn't come to school. And so when he came back the next day I asked him, why weren't you in school? And he said I had a runny nose. I was like, so what? I was completely puzzled at like fucking 9 years old or what, like why didn't this guy come? Like a runny nose, that's not an excuse, that's not sickness. And many years later I'm still here and still applying this no bullshit mentality. But a lot of people never learn this and they still skip. There's many adults who when they wake up they ask themselves the question, do I want to work today? And the question is oftentimes not. Why would it be yes? And so they stay at home, they pretend sick or whatever. And while nobody actually believes their bullshit, their boss knows they're just lazy, the one person who they're tricking is themselves. If you have somewhere to be, you have to be there. If you have something to do, you have to do it. You can't make up bullshit excuses and you have to be there unless you have something that makes you enabled to be there, to do what you need to do. Okay, in reality, it doesn't matter if it's work or it's school, you have to be there and you cannot take a day off for every little bullshit that comes up. There's problems that you need to solve. You don't stay at home because it's raining, you take an umbrella. If you have something to do, do it. You cannot always blame it on exterior shit. Yes, the fact that it's raining outside is not your fault, but does it prevent you from getting where you have to, from doing what you have to? I don't think so. Unless it's acid rain, you can go out. It's October and it's like fucking snowstorms every other morning where I live. Do you think anybody gives a shit? No, life doesn't stop. You still need to live your life. You still need to fulfill your duties. This is a call of duty. People don't just stay at home all the time. They still go to work. They still do what they need to do. They solve problems. Now this applies to school and your job, but most importantly, it applies to the things that you do for yourself. Like going to the gym. How many times have you skipped going to the gym because of some bullshit exterior factor, some excuse that actually doesn't even exist that you just made up to justify not going? I don't feel so good. I didn't sleep that well. It's raining outside. I didn't eat enough. I don't have gym clothes washed out. None of these bullshit excuses actually prevented you from going to the gym. You know what prevents you from going to the gym? A tornado, a broken leg, the gym being closed. There's you probably heard like that bullshit story or whatever, that Arnold's gym was I think closed on Sunday but he broke into the gym, so maybe even that is not a problem. Although I do not suggest that you break into your gym when it's closed, but you get what I mean. If you really want to do these things, you can do them, you can go. My mentality is that I take a day off when I have to, not when I want to. This is a very important question that you need to ask yourself. Is it that I cannot do what I need to do, or is it that I just don't want to? Is it that maybe it's more comfortable to not do it? Not doing the work, not going to the gym, not reading might be more comfortable, but is there anything that is preventing you from it? Is there a giant on the way to the gym that doesn't let you pass? Even if there was one, honestly, I would try to fight it. Yeah, if it's an unbreakable wall that everybody knows is impossible to break, obviously I have no other choice than to go home and skip the gym that day. But if it's a rain, if it's not having enough time or anything like that, these things can be challenged and can be beaten. Sure, going through fast wind and rain is not very comfortable, but can you do it? Yes, you can. So it's not like you cannot go to the gym, it's just that you don't want to. You don't want to go through the storm to get to the gym. So the next time when you want to skip something, ask yourself, do I have a solid reason to skip this thing? Do I have something that's literally preventing me from doing it? If there's nothing, Do it. Be reliable. Do you think anybody is going to respect you in this world if you cannot be trusted? If you never do what you have to do, if you never do what you decide to do, people will realize that you're a skipper and they won't respect you and trust you with their shit if you're always just half-assing everything. Can you half-ass life? Yes, but is it worth it? No. One day you will probably have a family and you cannot just skip them. You can't take a day from protecting them and providing for them. You cannot just wake up one day and tell your wife or husband that, look, today I'm not really feeling it, sorry, so I'm not going to be a dad, I'm not going to help you with the cooking, I'm not going to look after the kids, I'm just going to chill because I just don't want to do it today. It doesn't work like that. You have kids now, you have a family, you have responsibilities. You cannot cast them aside. So instead, learn to be responsible and reliable now. Stop coming up with excuses and start doing the things that you know you should do. You don't need to do anything crazy, just stop skipping school and work all the time. Next time when you don't feel like doing something, just say, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyways, and then do it. And so I challenge you, whether you're in school or you're working, the next 30 days, go. Do not skip unless you're dead, you've broken a bone, you got a fever or diarrhea or something. Go regardless of whatever. Go if you didn't sleep enough, go if you didn't eat enough, go if you don't feel like it, go if there's rain, go if there's wind, go if there is snow. If there's a tornado outside, maybe don't go, and you will feel a lot better. People will respect you more and you will build discipline, and this is the most important part, because then you can transfer that discipline and that habit onto going to the gym, onto reading, onto working on your company as an entrepreneur, onto meditating, onto sleeping enough. Make your life intentional, stop skipping the hard stuff and get your life together. And now that you got the iron will to go to the gym, you can watch my previous video to actually do something useful in the gym and not just waste your time. You can watch it here.